how do you think actually cancer even developed in the first place? Like, why do people develop cancer?
But what is quite universal to all would be avoiding risk factors or carcinogens or chemicals or compounds that do increase the chance of you getting cancer because it increases the mutations of the DNAs in your body lah. So things like avoiding smoking and even vaping because they have a lot of chemical compounds inside these vapes that you inhale.
And excuse me, vaping is illegal in Singapore. Excuse me. Alright, but anyways.
Yeah.
Avoid
Smoking at all if possible.
at all. And how about like smoky food or barbecue?
Right. Yeah, so what's interesting is that one of the hypotheses as to why nowadays lung cancer, right, you might have heard this, that lung cancer doesn't only happen in smokers, it actually can even happen in women who are otherwise living the so-called perfect life, don't smoke, don't drink, but yet they have developed lung cancer. And one of the things that the researchers found was that perhaps it is because they are exposed to indoor smoke from cooking all day long for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So, welcome back to another episode of Dr. Ho. Today we have asked Dr. Dr. Natascha. Yes, I haven't mistaken that. What, Natascha? Welcome to the show.
Thank
Hey,
you.
let's do it properly.
Hi, Josh.
Come. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sweet, steady, boom, pee. Natascha, what is your full name?
It's Natascha, Ekawati, Putri, Bunjamin, Dsoh.
郑淑慧，
Yeah.
好的。哎，老板，你是从印尼来的，你是印尼华侨的嘛？
对，我是印尼华侨。
印尼华侨。Which part of Indonesia do you come from?
Jakarta.
Wow, Miss bisa ngomong pakai bahasa dong.
Bisa dong, kan orang Jakarta.
Waduh, but my bahasa is like so good, guys. You will love me when I speak bahasa more than when I speak English. But anyways, 今天我们要讲的是你的 background， 对吗？
好的。
那你是在 When do you come to Singapore?
Okay.
My Chinese quit at that point. But anyways, yeah.
Saya lahirnya di Jakarta, tapi sejak kecil kelas SD 1 udah dipindah untuk ke Singapura untuk belajar di sini. Dan di sini juga belajarnya untuk bahasa Mandarin ya. SD kelas 1 sekolah di sini sampai university di National University of Singapore. Untungnya bisa belajar kedokteran dan seterusnya kerja di sini juga.
Wait a minute. So means that since you were 6.
Yes.
Since primary 1,
Yes.
you've been in Singapore. So will you call yourself a Singaporean?
I think you can take the Indonesian out of Singapore, out of Indonesia, but you'll never really quite, be able to remove the Indonesian core inside of me lah. Yeah.
Walao. I mean, for me, I'm born in Indonesia, but I love both countries.
Wow,
I love
very
everybody.
diplomatic.
Fair or not?
Yeah, okay.
Must be like that, man.
Okay, I must learn from
Then
you,
they kick me out.
Josh.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can be politician.
Lawyer advice leh. Must take my advice one.
Okay, lawyer say one ho. Got
Lawyer
new
say
series
one
next
ho.
time. Yeah.
Say again.
Lawyer say one ho.
Wow, slay, fantastic. So you've been to JC as well.
Yes.
Which JC was it?
I went to Victoria Junior College.
DJ Bole.
Yeah.
I was in Jurong Junior College.
Ah, okay.
I was like far in the west.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you
I
are
was
in the
on the
east.
other end of the island.
My
yeah.
goodness. Yeah, I was from Jurong Junior College, but I didn't make it into NUS School of Medicine. She did it. How long did you spend in NUS?
It's a 5-year degree, undergraduate course.
Or 5 years, yeah? And you went to...
Subsequently, I after graduating from NUS, we all enter into the public healthcare system. We work in hospitals so that we can, start applying our skills and knowledge and putting to good use what we've learned in university.
Obviously,
And
right?
I hope
for
so.
what? You school
Yeah.
so long, so tough for that.
And after that, I kind of decided that I wanted to do surgery lah, so general surgery. And after completing training in general surgery, we call it residency program for another 5 years. I decided.
Housemanship, is it?
So housemanship is the period that all medical school graduates go through. It's almost the same as maybe pupillage or when you get called to the bar for for law.
I don't get called to the bar yet, but I'm called to the pub and the bar. Some
Okay,
beer. That sounds
alright.
better, mate.
Yeah, the correct bar then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. So after completing surgery training, I specialized in cancer. So surgical oncology, they call it.
Before you carry on,
Specifically,
why cancer?
Why cancer? Well, personally, I was motivated because my grandmother passed away from cancer. Yeah, and I saw her
What
through
cancer was
the difficult period. So, gastrointestinal, colon, and colon.
Colon cancer. Oh, I
Yeah.
think it's quite common.
Yeah, it
Heard
is
a
very
lot about it.
common.
Colon cancer.
Yes.
I see. So that's why when you went into like could you choose?
Yeah. You can choose what branch of medicine that you want to go to, or within surgery, what specialization, specifically like what organ system you're more interested in.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
eventually I decided not to go into colon surgery. I chose head and neck.
Head and neck.
Yeah,
For
the other
cancer in head and neck.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So how long have you been working on this as a doctor?
15 years now.
Wow, you can trust her already. 15 years is very long, I tell you.
Yeah.
Longer than some people's time in some companies, right? I wouldn't name names. But anyways, so that is your side, right? Actually, you're a doctor, right? So you work in hospitals.
Yes, I do.
You get calls at night, right? What is one thing that, I believe hospitals, people, they go on to the next life, so-called, right?
Right. To a better place.
So your nurses, right? I heard of nurses and doctors. Nurses and doctors actually telling us stuff like they see spirits and so on. What is your tale?
I haven't seen any spirits personally, but the way night calls are going, sometimes we are very tired. It's quite a long and busy night, and you're all alone. Sometimes, if you start seeing, some pale figure walking towards you, you might just assume, oh, it's a patient going down for a night snack. So unless they actually call out to us for help, then we won't stop and we'll just go on now. But the nurses actually do tell me that, especially in ICU, right, which is the intensive care unit, they're very sick patients there, and sometimes they'll tell me, no point, doctor, this one very sick already. They will not join us. They will not be here for very long. And true enough, even before any blood test results come out, any scans, the patient cannot make it lah, then eventually will leave us. And the nurse said, I actually saw the spirit standing in the corner of the bed looking at the patient's body.
Like this is fact, right?
It's
Your
fact
nurse
what
really
my
said that?
nurses tell me, but I couldn't verify it because I actually don't see the spirits.
But as
lah.
in your nurse told you, like, I saw his spirit there. That's it, lah. Don't bother already, lah.
Yeah.
Guy,
That's right, yeah. He's moving on to a place where there's no pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they can see the spirit at the corner or somewhere coming out of it.
Sometimes after you work in a setting for very long, you develop not just, I'm not sure whether it's the third eye or scientifically, it's instinct or
Like
intuitive
habitually
born of,
understanding kind of fiction, is it?
from experience.
So when your nurse tell you that, do you just, okay, that's it?
Of
Go back
course,
home.
of course not lah. You still have to, try your best and try to, give
Okay,
your
wait.
all.
Is there a time where your nurse stayed there, right? Then the spirit came back inside?
There's also, the hit rate is 50-50 lah.
Or like miracle. Let's say you got see miracle before.
Yeah. There are plenty of miracles. It really depends what you define by miracles.
Okay.
But there are plenty of stories where all the odds seem stacked against
Okay.
you.
Yes.
It's really impossible.
Yes.
And somehow the patient finds the will to pull through. And maybe it's a combination of medicines, really good medication that we give. But I think it has to do with somebody's willpower as well lah.
Wow, fantastic. We heard a lot there about, being in a hospital, your spirit could fly out. Sounds amazing. Sounds true. You can believe or not, up to you. We'll come back with more information. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. So, we talk about the whole entire idea of having miracles and things happening in the ICU or in the hospital. For Dr. Natascha, right? 什么是你的一个很感动的一个故事? One story that you always remember the most about your patient, someone that's very memorable, always in your mind, that you can share to us and to our viewers out there. Apa itu?
Ada banyak sih. All my patients, a lot of them are sources of inspiration for me to just go to work every day because, sometimes the job can be quite tough.
We all need it. We all need motivation.
But they make it very meaningful. So I sometimes find the strength to go on or the courage to do so from just watching how the patients, relatives and families are very supportive with them. So in my area of specialty, head and neck cancer, sometimes it's a very devastating disease lah. It affects your head, your face, your eating, your breathing, your talking, and sometimes caring for these patients can be a very full-time affair. So I've had patients who comes to me with tumors coming out and popping out. Their eyes are popping out. It's tearing all the time, and there's a very supportive wife who goes for every single appointment with this particular patient, and after he goes through a very long treatment, including surgery and radiation and all that, she stands by him all the time. And this couple, they're actually from overseas. So every time they come in for treatment, they will fly in here, and the wife would be just accompanying and holding on to the husband and you can really see the love that they have in between the two of them. And one of the funny or amusing things is that on one of their trips, actually, they wanted to bring fresh live river prawns that were about this size each, okay, and they put it in a very big plastic bag, like those kinds you get from the market,
okay,
and they air fried it all the way to the consult rooms. Yes.
Wow.
And said, here, hand
Dedication,
deliver.
man.
Correct.
Come on.
Yeah. So that was really very touching. I mean, to them, it's a very simple gesture, but it did take a lot of effort. And there's another auntie who said, oh, I queued for this very famous red bean soup for you. I woke up specially in the morning, 2 hours, stood in line so that, doctor, you can have this for lunch. Oh, really very kantong, really.
These doctors, they get free food panda deliveries, but we shouldn't call it food panda, we can call it food patient. I don't know how else can we name it.
Right,
But that is very sweet of them.
Yes.
But so, did the cancer cure for the husband?
Thankfully, yes. He's actually back home now and cancer free. And so he actually updates me via WhatsApp, or rather the wife updates me via WhatsApp about how they're progressing.
It sounds sus if it's updating you via WhatsApp 24/7, right? Hey, naughty. But anyways, so cancer, head and neck cancer.
Yes.
Right. How do you think actually cancer even developed in the first place? Like, why do people develop cancer?
Yeah, there are many reasons lah. I mean, I think a lot of people think cancer very scary, right? And there's a lot of myths surrounding what actually cancer is.
Ooh, yes.
So I think one of the things is that there's still a lot that we don't know about cancer. Sometimes we don't really quite know exactly what is the reason, what causes it, and which particular for certain kinds of cancers. But what is quite universal to all would be avoiding risk factors or carcinogens or chemicals or compounds that do increase the chance of you getting cancer, because it increases the mutations of the DNAs in your body lah. So things like avoiding smoking and even vaping, because they have a lot of chemical compounds inside these vapes that you inhale.
And excuse me, vaping is illegal in Singapore. Excuse me. All right, but anyways.
Yeah, and also alcohol intake. I know locally in our culture, it's very pervasive for people to have to drink socially, but I think the key is moderation. Yeah, and also things like very simple things that you can do to kind of mitigate your cancer risk, like avoiding excessive UV, ultraviolet ray sunlight exposure. So when you walk outside, Singapore very hot, right? It's summer all year round. So maybe either bring an umbrella or cap, or wear a hoodie, quite in fashion nowadays, or even some chemical sunscreen lah. Yeah. Also, those are the things that you can do to lower your overall cancer risks.
Is it true that even when you're in a house, right, you can still get UV rays?
Yes, absolutely.
Even under shelter?
Yes, under shelter. Yes.
On aircon?
On aircon.
You still get UV ray?
Aircon doesn't kill off the UV rays lah.
Then how does a hoodie save you?
So it provides a physical barrier in addition to whatever other chemical barriers you may put on, either sunscreen or other things, because you actually the rays have to penetrate another additional layer, so it's a bit more protective in that sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said avoid the sun. How much sun is bad or good? You still need some sun, right?
Yes, you still need some sun because it's essential for your skin to help in vitamin D production. So some, but not too much. As in life, everything, moderation is key.
So how much is too much?
I would say,
like, for example, for me, right? Like sometimes we have to go to the MRT. From my house to the MRT, that's bo pian, right? You need to cross out to the MRT. I mean, it's not too far away. Is that okay?
Yeah, certainly. Please carry on with the activities of daily living that you
Okay.
need to. But for example, when you on your walks to the MRT, maybe either carry an umbrella or pop on your hoodie, or even things like wear a cap,
Okay.
just so as to limit or reduce how much UV exposure there is that you can get.
So if men go out, use an umbrella, okay or not?
Okay, why not? There are a
It's
lot
not-
of cool-looking umbrellas around. If not, you can wear your hoodies. I know it's quite stylish nowadays to wear that, though Singapore is very hot.
Okay, so it's okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Use umbrellas. Men, gentlemen, use your umbrellas when you go out. It's for your own safety. Don't think people say what to say you what. Just use it lah. Don't problem one. You stick at they take care of you, man.
Otherwise, just maybe sunscreen, because that's invisible. You can you
But
have
it's just very irritating. Or not, you feel very oily, you feel very nice. I'm
I-
not sure lah. I feel very uncomfortable wearing sunscreen.
right.
But I prefer to wear an umbrella instead.
So
Yeah.
so you prefer you're an umbrella kind of guy instead of sunscreen kind of person.
But I'm still masculine as heck, okay? Don't mess with me, I tell you. You need me or not? So, some tips to avoid the sun, right? And also avoid beer, avoid alcohol, avoid smoking too much, avoid
Smoking at all if possible.
at all.
Yeah.
And how about like smoky food or barbecue?
Right. Yeah. So what's interesting is that one of the hypotheses as to why nowadays lung cancer, right? You might have heard this, that lung cancer doesn't only happen in smokers. It actually can even happen in women who are otherwise living the so-called perfect life, don't smoke, don't drink,
Yes.
but yet they had developed lung cancer. And one of the things that the researchers found was that perhaps it is because they are exposed to indoor smoke from cooking all day long for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So that's one of the possible risks as well.
You mean you cook every day,
If you,
you can get cancer?
oh no. Wow, Josh, don't go sending the wrong message lah.
That's the chef house, yeah. You know, the chef, they work in the kitchen
Yeah.
every day, what? They
So-
chung, chung, chung,
Yeah,
chung
so I
every
think
day.
one of the things is to try to work in a well-ventilated area. Take frequent breaks as well. So fresh air is always the best. Some things you cannot control, like living in a very polluted city, for
Yes,
example, walking in the roadside where there's a
Yes.
lot of heavy traffic.
Yes.
So maybe you can do things like wear a mask. Yeah.
So those can affect the risk of lung cancer.
Yes, it has been shown that it's hypothesized. It's something that's very difficult to prove because we study it by association
Yes,
lah.
yes,
Yeah,
So the keyword is not cause and effect, but rather it's association.
correct.
So it's
Yeah,
like a weaker kind of link.
that's right. Yeah.
But then in that case, right, as a doctor yourself, you've healed and you've done a lot of cancer cases, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible that cancer happens by luck?
Can.
Just to sway lor.
Swing. That is one word that sometimes after running out of any explanation, I say, Uncle, 日景衰 lah. Sorry.
Aiyo.
So, yeah.
So you can even live the healthiest life possible and still kena.
Yes.
Alamak.
Some things are hereditary. So,
Wait, cancer can be inherited or not?
yes.
Can ah?
Yeah.
How?
So go and speak to your parents about it and say, you give me one.
But you mean the DNA can carry the cancer cell or what?
Yes. It can be inherited mutations in the DNA lah.
But then if my parents all, no, your family no cancer, then do you think you're safe?
well,
Safer at least.
sometimes some of the mutations can happen spontaneously. It may not actually be inherited or carried down through the family. So still can lah.
Wow, yeah, cancer is one of the things that people always kind of like, don't understand. Like there's no vaccine to protect you
Right.
from cancer, right?
Right.
And then there is no like, in a way, specific cause and specific tips to kind of avoid cancer. Does this happen by chance?
Right. On vaccines, right? In the last decade or so, now there is a growing movement to promote vaccination for girls against the HPV virus because
yes,
that
yes.
can reduce the risk of cervical cancer.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
cancer of the
yes.
cervix lah.
Yes. I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
This has been going on around in Singapore.
Yes, that's right.
Around in Singapore. Correct.
So I think there are advances being made in
Yes.
the medical, industries about cancer prevention, cancer treatment and cure, especially also. So it's not a death sentence anymore.
Right. What was one of the worst cancer case that you faced in Singapore and that you treated?
Okay.
I think just now I just saw one photo from you, right? That looks
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
wow. Like it was like out of a movie,
Yeah, it looks
Tell us
a
about
bit-
it. Tell us about it.
So sometimes cancers in the areas that I deal with in the head and neck can be very facially disfiguring.
Gruesome.
Yes, when the lumps grow out of your eye socket or out of your nose or your cheek. And sometimes when you face yourself in the mirror every day, it can be understandably difficult to accept. So some patients live in denial. So one elderly lady I had in particular had this tumor or a lump or a mass grow out of her cheek, and it kept growing and growing and growing until more than half her face was overtaken by this tumor. And she kept saying that there was still nothing wrong. And when I came to see her, she had maggots coming out of her wound as well because it had gotten infected. So that was the degree to which she was really in denial about this whole thing.
And so
don't wait till it's too late lah.
a quarter of her face, well, actually like exploded off, like removed from her whole skull,
Yeah.
and that is so scary.
Right.
I can't imagine. And so she's like, whole eyeball is gone,
Yeah.
all eaten by the cancer.
Yeah, she had only one other seeing eye.
And then part of the brain is gone as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you still live?
To her, what was important is that she's still eating okay, she's still talking okay, breathing wasn't an issue. So she felt like, she said, nothing is wrong with me. This thing has been with me for very long already.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So I would advise, if you do notice something wrong, don't wait till it grows out of control, and just try to get it checked out early lah.
So is it like this kind of lumps, like for example, let's say in the neck, you can feel it, right?
Yes. So some lumps start off very small and you may not
Yes.
be able to feel it, just like thyroid lumps here lah.
Okay.
If they're very tiny, then you may not actually feel it. You may actually sometimes see it first when you're doing things like
So which one is
swallowing
this?
or
Which one
drinking.
should we first?
So maybe this particular one. In this case, my model that I've shown is one with a very big lumpy
Okay.
big lump lah. Yeah.
Okay.
But some of them can start off small first before they grow to such a size.
Okay.
Yeah. So it can be noticeable when you're swallowing or eating or talking,
Okay.
especially in Singapore because we don't wear scarves or shawl because of the hot
Yes.
weather. So thankfully, we can all look out for each other, right?
Okay.
And see whether, bro, how come now you got one new Adam's apple, you got two apples instead of one apple.
Mana okay or not? So now I cut to you. Hey doctor, mana okay?
See with my X-ray vision, should be okay lah.
Sweet or not?
Sweet.
I solo.
Best thyroid I've seen all
Perfect.
day.
Serious? How you know?
I Dr. Say one ho.
Serious ah?
Yeah.
It's all good.
All good lah.
Wow,
Can
praise God
lah.
lah, nice lah. Sweet. You want check or not? Free leh. You want free? Come and do a whole shoot with her lah.
Yeah.
So in a sense, so the neck nowadays like that. So it's that you. So now when I eat with friends like that, I should stare at the neck, right? Check. Hey bro, moving your neck, yeah.
Don't stay any lower, ho, Josh. Go higher if you can.
As in
Not
lower to where,
ho.
yeah.
Don't go any lower than the neck lah, cause that's the area I tell you to check. Don't check other places lah, right?
Okay. Doctor tell you check one.
Yeah.
Next time you, I don't know lah. Someone think you pervert. You say, hey, doctor tell me check one. You say like that. Understand? Rolling in. Right, Dr. Natascha, that was a very, very fun and cool and meaningful conversation. But for our viewers out there, right, what are some tips that they should take away from? 他们可以拿到什么东西？从你的 knowledge。
亲爱的朋友们，谢谢你们已经看了我们这一部。要记得哦，如果有看到什么觉得身体有不大对劲的话，赶快去看医生，不要等到太迟。也是要记得要有很好的健康的生活方式，例如不要抽烟啊，也是要多运动啊，也是如果晒太阳不要晒得太久啊。最好的是如果可以戒烟，不要做 vaping， 那就最好了。Ha? Okay, teman-teman sekalian, untuk semua yang udah nonton hari ini, terima kasih. Paling penting itu ada beberapa messages. Yang pertama, kalau memang teman-teman lihat ada benjolan, apa badannya rasanya ada yang nggak enak, cepat-cepat lihat ke dokter, jangan tunggu terlalu telat ya. Dan untuk gaya hidupnya juga pilih choices yang lebih sehat, yaitu jangan berokok, jangan vaping, makan yang sehat, lebih banyak sayur buah, dan juga kalau bisa alkoholnya juga dikurangin. Ya, I suppose I should speak English finally.
No need.
No
I will
need.
do it this time
Okay.
round. Remember guys, stay healthy. Don't play. Your health is number one, I tell you. This one doctor say one, now your lawyer say one, I tell you. You better be careful. Alcohol, vaping, smoking. Be careful. Sun, don't go too much. Go on it proper, a bit. Make it sweet, steady. Not your skin into pecah, bro, I tell you. See, sun is better than this one. Why not? Now this I'm more steady, I tell you.
Lawyer say one ho.
If you don't do it, later the hell come and whack you. But anyways, doctor like MRTs, there's Chinese and then in Malay, Bahasa, and I English. No, I Singlish, baby. Sounds so bang today lah. I don't know why I got this mood from her. Okay. Before we fly off, before we go off, as usual, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you again in the next episode of
Dr. Say One Ho.